Hello my dear ones, today it's all about Etihad's Business Class Studios. Etihad is the fourth largest airline in the Gulf region after Emirates, Qatar Airways and Saudia, and they currently connect cities in Europe, North America, Australia, Africa and Asia with the capital of the Emirates, Abu Dhabi. Today we're taking off in Frankfurt for our flight to Arabia on this beautiful Dreamliner in a business cabin that Etihad confidently calls Business Studios, and not without reason. So come with me on this 6-hour flight in Etihad's business class from Frankfurt to the Persian Gulf. Frankfurt Airport is quite busy again, but check-in at the business class counter was quick and friendly, and of course they asked for all necessary documents. In my case, the COVID PCR test. By the way, just like Qatar and Emirates, also on Etihad only 40 kilograms of luggage are included in the business class ticket, in contrast to 64 kilograms with most European airlines. In Frankfurt, Etihad business class passengers were invited to the beautiful Senator Lounge of Lufthansa. When I flew on Qatar Q Suites a few months ago, this lounge of all hardcore Lufthansa travelers was almost empty, but now it was super full. The view over the apron is really great, but the quality of food has unfortunately not improved compared to pre-COVID times. There was simple salad, pasta and chicken legs with sauce, and for drinks there was beer, wine, sparkling wine, soft drinks, coffee and tea. However, the shower rooms here are very nice. They're really spacious, with space to undress, change and dress up again, with their own toilet and large walk-in shower. Boarding started 40 minutes before departure, and like almost everywhere else, Etihad's business class passengers were allowed to board first and at any time.
So looking forward now.
First impressions are so important. After a very friendly welcome at the door, we're going to our seat now, and the cabin is really beautiful. The amenity kit for the flight was already there, and as soon as I was seated, the pre-departure drink was served. I got a glass of Pieper Heidsieck champagne.
So, cheers.
The cabin looks and feels really calm. The seats have no doors, and yet the walls around the seats are designed to make you feel very private. Before takeoff, let's take a seat tour. There's a very large screen in front of the seat, and underneath there's a space for your feet for the later bed position. And below that there's another compartment for a smaller bag or shoes. In addition to a coat hook, there's a lamp built into the wall next to it, which can be adjusted to different levels and illuminates the table, which can be pulled out from the wall very easily and without force. And it's very sturdy. The best thing about the table, however, is that it's adjustable, so you can get up and leave the seat even when the table is full with glasses and plates. On the side there's a shelf and a built-in control that operates the various lamps around the seat and also all functions of the seat, and you can also dim the windows there. Next to it there's a high-resolution remote control for the monitor screen, which by the way is really very responsive. It also works as a joystick for video games, and you can watch the TV program on there too if you like. There's also 2 USB ports and a power outlet. And there's also extra control buttons for the seat within close reach from your seat. There's a compartment for reading material, and there's plenty of storage space next to the seat. My big camera fit in nicely with some electronics and a water bottle. And the headphones are connected under the armrest. Overall, the seats are very comfortable and come from the Italian leather seating designer Poltrona Frau. And there's also a pretty cheerful, colorful seat cushion with the Etihad logo design. All seats have direct aisle access. The middle seats with consoles between the seat and aisle are especially suitable for couples. And if you need some space or peace from your travel partner, you can always quickly raise the partition wall. And now to a highlight of business class flights, the Amenity kit. Etihad is one of those airlines that don't just offer some cheap box on medium-haul routes like from Europe to the UAE, but a really nice amenity kit. The Etihad amenity kit on my flight was branded by Acqua di Parma, and it contained useful things like a toothbrush and toothpaste, anti-COVID items like a simple mask, disinfectant wipes and disinfectant gel, and a very special mask that I'll show you in a moment. Then of course there's the usual socks and some samples of Acqua di Parma hand cream and perfume. The sleeping mask was really good and very big and soft inside. Anyway, this Etihad amenity kit is one of those things that you can take home as a souvenir or give away as a gift.
So they just served the first drinks along with some warm nuts, and I'm so happy that I'm finally sitting on this seat, because until yesterday this whole trip planning got tested again and again, and yesterday I still had to do rebookings and reschedules, but now I'm here and I'm so happy, and I'm so impressed how beautiful this Etihad Business Studios, that's how they call their business class. And I think the name is quite fitting because there's so much space. It's very elegant. There's so much space for the feet, for the sides. There's a lot of storage, and you know the colors. I mean, how beautiful is it? Look at the beautiful light here. It's so tasteful, and you see it's Arabic. I mean, it's an Arab carrier, but it's not bling bling. It's all kind of decent, so to speak, and just very beautiful, very tasteful. Of course, the staff is very nice too. That was what I expected. And actually, this is also my first business class flight on Etihad. I was with them already in economy, but long ago. And of course, I saw the pictures of the business class here, but seeing it live is a totally different thing, because it's just so much better even than anticipated, that I thought before. And here we have a very typical drink for the Near and Middle Eastern region, and that's lemon mint juice. And when you go, for example, with Qatar Airways, it's really strong lemon juice with a lot of mint in there and also a lot of sugar. So it's really sweet too. And here they have something else. They have something like infused water with a hint of mint and a hint of lemon, but it's really very tasty too. Really good. And I'm having some nuts, and actually they're not warm nuts, but they're almonds and cashews, and they're really good. But actually they taste like they were warm a little. I was just talking too long. So anyway, with it I'm having some martini on ice, and then they have of course a whole list of aperitifs and spirits, and they also have something really nice. That's Bellini, which is actually a Prosecco cocktail, and I think I'm gonna have some later because it's been a while.
If you like my flight and travel reports, please give me a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, do it right now with the bell notification. It costs you just one click. I'm really happy, and you're making a big difference for the future of this channel.
So the meal got served, and with it I got the Bellini, and it's really very nice. And actually I wanted to have fish as a main dish, well, but that existed only in theory because they didn't have fish. So now I'm having lamb kapsa. Never heard of it, but it looks really very, very nice, and it smells so good. You see there's lamb and pine seeds, yeah, and with it comes champagne. So they're serving everything on one tray, but that also has to do with the fact that they try to minimize the contacts. So, well, I remember Qatar Airways still served everything like individually. Swiss didn't, and well, I think it's a good idea to, at the moment, to just keep the contacts as a minimum. It doesn't really reduce the experience, in my opinion.
Anywhere important during the toilet. If you're feeling unwell or experiencing any symptoms related to COVID.
Well, I stay corrected. Appetizers are really not big enough. This should be Arabian mezze. This. And that's really not enough. It's just a hint of Arabian mezze. You can just imagine what it could be, but it's like a teaspoon of tabbouleh and a teaspoon of hummus, and that was it. And actually we have to compare with other Middle Eastern carriers, and if you go on Emirates and especially Qatar, the Arabian mezze are really like one little bowl of tabbouleh, one of hummus, one of baba ganoush, and yeah, as a real dish. Anyway, it's not so important. I'm so happy that I'm in this beautiful seat right now, but just need to say it, just to have it complete. And we arrived at the main course, and well, when you hear lamb with rice, it sounds a little boring, but it's the opposite. It's really pretty impressive and really exciting because the rice has so many wonderful flavors, and I mean, now I can taste especially cardamom, but not too strong. It's just there, and you know, actually in Arabia or in the Arab countries, when they do rice well, it's a real experience. So anyway, this is how it looks. So we have here the lamb and rice, and then they have fried onions, and they're so good. They're crunchy, and they're not from the like ready-made bag, but they're really fried by hand, that you can really taste and taste. So that's really fantastic. And with it I got a Bordeaux. This is how it looks, a really very beautiful color. It's not so easy to see now in this light. Tourte Reserve, a Bordeaux from France, of course, from 2018. Anyway, it tastes really good. Really good. Both my meal and my wine were finished way too early, and I think that's on behalf of me. So anyway, I ordered another glass of wine, and this time it's a Shiraz. I think that's a good wine after a Bordeaux, because I think it's gonna be heavier, but also fruitier, but in a heavy way fruitier. So let's see. Cheers. That's a really good wine. And you know, in high altitude, it's a little difficult to choose the right wine because there's a different air pressure and it's very dry air. And sometimes it really tastes very different from the ground. Anyway, this one is a good one. And maybe the ones, for example, that I had on Swiss business class, if you like to have a look at that video, maybe those wines were good on the ground too, but they were not in the air. Well, somehow there's always room for dessert, and this is going to be a chocolate cake with a raspberry on top, and I think evolution told us to have always room for dessert. Anyway, it's a very good excuse to have not only dessert but also dessert of wine, and I saw that there's a very good or quite interesting dessert wine on the menu from South Africa, and they also have a port wine from 2002. That's when I finished my studies in economics and almost were ready with my studies or done with my studies in voice before I majored in voice at Salzburg Mozarteum. Well, if you're fed up of me talking about food and beverage, just fast forward or have a look at my many other videos. Anyway, this is a really nice wine. Look at this color. I mean, I didn't really try it. I just tried it for my German version, and I can only say it's amazing. Only the smell is worth buying it, to be honest. And it's such an amazing taste. I'm so impressed. So this is a dessert wine from South Africa. It's called Nederburg the Wine Master Noble Late Harvest from South Africa from 2019. And you would never think that this is made of grapes because the aromas are so many. And I mean, starting with peach and apricot and many others. Well, I'm not a wine specialist, but I can only say this is how it tastes. It tastes amazing. So, and here we're having port wine that's almost 20 years old, and that's actually 19 years. This is a Daus Colheita port from Douro, from the year of 2002. And I mean, if you know the Douro region, it's a really nice region where they have really very good wine in Portugal. And of course also that's the region where the port wine grapes are ripening and getting harvested. Anyway, this is a Daus Colheita port from 2002, and it tastes just amazing. And you know, it's so nice to have the chance to have a almost 20-year-old port, because normally you don't buy that at home, or not so often, and it's so far away from that just sweet, nice port wine that you normally get in a supermarket, because it's really lots of aromas like plums and a little like not bitter, that would be amer in French, I don't know what that is in English, but it's a really nice and rich mix of aromas, really nice. And look at the color, it's getting already red brownish, so nice.
Everything on and around the seat can be adjusted from the control element on the shelf, and that's all positions of the seat, moving forward, moving backwards, leaning back, and of course down to the bed position. Then you can adjust the softness of the seat cushion and the backrest. Then there's a massage function, which I honestly didn't feel, and the windows can be electronically dimmed. Also, the 4 lamps around the seat can be gradually adjusted. That's for the table, for reading, the light from above, and also the pretty Arabic wall lamp next to the seat. The seat can be moved relatively quickly into the bed position, but it does not go down to the floor, so you don't have that feeling of disappearing into a tomb, as can happen with the throne seat on Swiss. Once you are lying down, there's a pleasant amount of space in the shoulder area, because under the armrest you'll get those crucial extra centimeters of space to the side. Unfortunately, there was no seat cover or light mattress, but there was a nice, very soft blanket for resting or sleeping.
So here we are at the lavatory of the Dreamliner of Etihad in the business class, and well, I think it's the Dreamliner itself that makes the toilets not so very big, so it's not really Etihad's fault. But anyway, what is Etihad's responsibility is the cleanliness, and it's absolutely fantastic. It's absolutely immaculate, super clean, and that's what the flight attendants did here. We are 3 hours into the flight, and it's super clean. I mean, there's only soap and disinfectant, so there's not like perfume as it is on Emirates business class, or at least used to be, but it's really super clean and really nice. It's small, but it's nice.
Etihad offers a large entertainment program on board consisting of a huge number of options, not as gigantic as Emirates or Singapore, but much more extensive than on most airlines. There's a pretty huge selection of movies from all over the world, so not just Hollywood and Bollywood. There's also a large selection of documentaries and TV series, however not entire seasons, and the choice of music is just as big. It's great that the headphones here don't just look good, but also suppress outside noise. Noise-cancelling headsets are a great invention, especially for planes. However, there's still a lot of airlines out there that don't offer them.
And I just had such a nice talk with one of the flight attendants. I think her name was Khalifa, and we had a very nice chat. She asked if I'm a YouTuber or something like that. I said yes, and that I really enjoy doing this because, of course, I mean, I have already a dream job, which is opera singer, and I mean, I studied both business and voice. And of course, once you have the chance to have an operatic career, that's what you should do because it's such an amazing career. But then it's also really nice to follow my passion. And my passion is not only music, but also airlines and planes, especially since I'm a little child, actually. So anyway, we had a very nice chat about Emirates and Qatar and Etihad Airways, and because I spent a lot of time in Emirates. I was a gold member of Emirates very long. I never made it to platinum because, of course, I do that all privately, not as an executive. So gold was the highest I could get. But that was really interesting. I mean, this is really a very nice airline too. I mean, I love sitting here. Anyway, the chat was very nice, very polite, very friendly, and yeah. In the meantime, I got my pre-arrival snack, and that's a steak sandwich. And with it, I ordered a Bellini. I know that doesn't fit at all with a sandwich, but I just wanted to try it once more. And I also got an 18-year-old Chivas Regal, and I asked them to just pour me a little tiny bit, just to try. So they did that, and I'm really looking forward now to the sandwich. I know it's lots of carbs, but yeah. Anyway, it's a flight. I think calories don't count on a flight, right?
By the way, my journey continued to Dubai with a not amazing but easy 80-minute free transfer on the Etihad bus from Abu Dhabi Airport to Dubai downtown.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Yes, thank you. And welcome to Abu Dhabi. And you can see when you arrive here in business class, you get your own bus for business class. So that's really so much more comfortable than being super crampy with lots and lots of other people, like with many other airlines, I would say. So when you arrive in Abu Dhabi on Etihad in business class, you get this really nice bus. And I really hope you liked my report. If yes, please give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to my channel right now. It really makes the whole difference and enables me to make really nice reports also in the future. And you can be sure my audience is really the most important to me. So I will answer to all your questions and remarks for sure. So please stay tuned and see you again very soon here at Travel, Sing, Fly.